The world is ending yet again. The latest existential terror, Justice Kennedy hanging up his robe. Could he be giving it up for this one? I would. It's time to relax. He's 81 years old. Come on, give the guy a break. Still, I wonder if we're screwed.
Oh, we are supremely screwed.
In some ways, it feels like all hope is dead.
In some ways, it feels like all hope is dead.
Trevor, you're on Comedy Central. What part of that title are you forgetting? Thank God this hysteria isn't contagious.
If he's gone and they replace him with a classic, one of these Mike Pence type Republicans, God help us.
What's the court going to look like for the next 30 years?
We're looking at a destruction of the Constitution of the United States.
The only way that we're going to stop this is eventually we're all going to have to put our bodies on the line.
Oh, I feel bad for that line. The medical term for this, losing their I can't blame them. The guy they hate is doing pretty good. And we have nicer boats.
We got nicer boats.
See, I told you I wouldn't lie about nicer boats. So how do we respond to this widespread panic? I'm torn. Should I get after it, Chris?
There is a lot to tackle tonight. What do you say? Let's get after it. Let's get after it. What do you say? Let's get after it. The new happy hour, according to one of our fans. So what do you say? Let's get after it.
Yes! Let's get after it. Every day something happens and the media announces the end of the world, and when it doesn't happen, they act like they never said it. They did it with the Paris Accords, North Korea, tax cuts, now this. And the fact that they're always wrong, it doesn't stop them. Mayflies have longer long-term memory, and they croak in 2 hours. So, time to replace the boy who cried wolf fable with the hosts who scream apocalypse. The average anchor is now the freak on the street corner wearing his mother's wedding dress with a golf bag over it, screaming that the end is so near it was actually last week. So what happens if we truly have an apocalyptic problem? Will the public even listen? What if something truly bad happens? Like Costco running out of Kirkland's signature Italian-style meatballs. They are amazing. I eat them frozen in the dark alone. Still, I wonder, should I get after it?
There is a lot to tackle tonight. What do you say? Let's get after it. Let's get after it. What do you say? Let's get after it. The new happy hour, according to one of our fans. So what do you say? Let's get after it.
It's the funniest thing ever. Now, remember when this week was about civility? Everybody was calling for it. Even cable news. Yeah, these guys.
They got 49 votes. They lose. So my question is, politically, what's the best strategy and the best tactic for a Democrat to get a Republican to flip on this?
There you go. And now everybody wants calm. And they're right. Now we got a congresswoman encouraging conflict. We got people heckled at homes, while others are harassed at restaurants. It's like the dawn of the dead, except it's feelings and not zombies that are eating us alive. So where does this end? I mean, what happens if all restaurants started to discriminate based on their personal preferences? Maybe one already does.
Are you tired of being kicked out of restaurants halfway through your meal because someone finds you problematic? Don't you wish you could know you're not welcome before you went inside? From the founders of Hasselbee's and Outback Judge House comes Snubway. It's the only restaurant where you can't even enter until you've been thoroughly vetted as a person.
Hi, welcome to Snubway.
Hi, 2 please.
I have this picture of you from 2013 where you're wearing a man bun. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
It was just a phase.
There's no statute of limitations on poor life decisions. Next.
Hi, we have a reservation. It's our anniversary.
Oh, great. Just one question. What's your favorite TV show to watch together?
Oh, that's easy. We love The View.
We don't serve your kind here. Next.
And even if you do manage to get into Snubway, you won't last long, because we'll learn everything about you until we find something we disagree with.
Excuse me, sir. I see that here you went on a 14-tweet rant harassing Lou Dobbs, and yet there's a baby as your profile picture. Is that your child?
Yeah, so?
Get out.
All of us? We barely know this guy.
If you're eating with him, you're just as guilty. Beat it, losers.
Snubway. We're so picky about our business that we rarely have any at all.
Some fine acting. All right. So could this harassment get any worse? I don't know. The good thing is most people have jobs, so you don't go around shouting at people if you got a sales call in the morning. The jerks chasing people around, they aren't commanding a sales force. They're barely commanding clean underwear. My advice for libs, focus on ideas and not people. Demonizing never ends well for anyone. Call someone a Nazi and you end the discussion before it starts. So my solution, it's kind of sincere, even naive, and it might get me laughed out of here. But I think we need a peace movement and we need the right to start it, because to expect one from the left, it's just silly. Right now, they're in a state, and everything to them is a helpless calamity. They don't like us much. It's why an outstretched hand must come from us. Now, Trump did it with North Korea. Netanyahu is trying with Iran. Could we do it with our fellow Americans? Maybe. Now, your generosity may not be reciprocated, but before we decide to match anger with anger, why not take the high ground? If it still goes bad, at least you know you did your best when they're at their worst. Let's welcome tonight's guests. He's obviously let himself go. His washboard abs are now washboard flabs. Retired Green Beret Master Sergeant Terry Shepard. He's crushed more sets than Godzilla in Legoland. His latest book is called Everybody is Awful Except You, and it's excellent. Actor and comedian Jim Florentine. She's saltier than a bowl of barroom peanuts. National Review reporter Catherine Timpf. And he can make mountains look like molehills. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right, Terry. What do you think of my idea? Am I stupid?
No, I actually think it's that's a very nice idea, and it's got merit. A couple things.
Yes.
The Dems are pretty clever about this, because I was driving the other day and I heard Rachel Maddow. They were playing a soundbite. She was saying, she actually said this, and I think she might believe it. You know, Dems, we don't go for radical things. We're the ones who try to play by the rules. And I did the Little Rascals triple take in my car. I went. Because I was like, are you kidding me, man? That's exactly what they don't do. But let me say this, America.
What?
Do not forget.
Yeah.
If your movement goes, that's great. But I will tell you now, do not forget in the last couple of years what the left has said about you. Do not forget what they've called for you to submit to. Do not forget what they stand for. Do not forget all the things they have done, because they're going to try to sweep up. Are you smirking at me?
Yeah, I just realized there goes my peace movement.
No.
If you actually remember what the left does to you, there can't be a peace movement.
No. Now listen, dude, 25-year Green Beret. I don't forget. So I'm willing to hold out the olive branch. But I'm just telling you now, I might even forgive, but I will not forget, because they're going to do it again. But I think what you're saying is actually a good idea.
You're like a cross between a Green Beret and Alanis Morissette.
Yeah. I will do things to you in a movie theater and something. Let's move on. Do you like the pirate shirt?
Yeah.
I wore it on my show.
Enough of his apparel disgraces Jim. Does everybody just need to lighten up? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, look, Maxine Waters, she's saying, her theory is if we harass any people that work for Trump, they're going to quit.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to hire somebody else.
Yes.
To fill that slot. It's not going to be at the point where Trump's going to be in the White House by himself going, I got nobody.
I know.
All my people are getting harassed. There's 100 other people waiting for that job. So your theory's not going to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where do you see this going? Do you see this see this getting worse? Because they're going crazy about the Supreme Court nomination, and it hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, the left, I mean, I'm surprised they get hysterical and overreact on things.
It's not their vibe normally.
It really is.
It's not their vibe normally.
When they think that Roe versus Wade is going to overturn the first day
yes.
that new judge is there, you know what I mean? Like, they really think that first day it's going to get overturned.
Yeah.
It's not. Just relax. It's
just
okay.
relax. Kat, my concern is that they're already at, from a scale of 1 to 10, they're already at an 11. So where can this go?
It seems like it's going to stay at 11. I'm someone who is upset a lot, but I do this thing where sometimes when I'm upset, I'm just kind of upset.
Yeah.
I don't think that my whole life is over and that the world is going to end. And the people on the left aren't really like that. It's always, everything's over now, the country's over, everything's done. Just once, after Trump does something or something happens, I'd like to hear one of them say, I don't really care for that.
Yes.
That's a good alternative, right? Right now, they're like people who call 911 every time they sneeze more than once in a row.
Yeah.
You know, they think they're dying. You're not always dying until you are.
That's true. For the media, basically, cable news is their 911. They just get up there and they just go, ah! Tyrus,
All right, Greg, let's get after it.
Oh, yes! Yes! Boom! You always talk about taking the high road. I
I'm
believe.
tall. I have no choice. I wear shirts. He wears blouses. I'm just different.
That's right.
Should conservatives try to take the high road? Is it pointless?
Greg, may I call you Greg?
Yes. It's better than what you call me at home.
I've never been to your home, Greg. I have a competitiveness in me.
Yeah.
I don't like to see people succeed. And I hate most people.
That's true.
So this is a happy time for me. I enjoy the whining and crying.
Yes.
When I was in the WWE, I loved being a bad guy.
Yeah.
I loved stepping on toys and seeing kids cry. And it was just one of my favorite things, you know, like I enjoy the mass hysteria.
Yeah, you do.
I love it. I think it's great. The Republican president and the Republican Senate and the Republican House gets to choose their Supreme Court justice. Oh my God, what are we going to do? They're going to take away our rights? No, they're going to have rights and right agenda. That's why you vote. And we were voted so we can make those choices. So it's not your turn. So you'll have to wait.
But you know,
till it is your turn.
I guess I was curious. I asked this a lot. I'm like, were these people like this before this happened, or did this do it to them?
No,
because I feel like the seed of insanity had to be in them, or the seed of weakness where they just break so easy.
In fairness, we got to kind of look at ourselves as who started the fight.
What do you mean?
Like, usually when you win, you're kind of like, I like to thank my opponent. Good job. We'll keep moving. We kind of went a little different way.
Yeah.
But we still.
No, that's true.
Trump likes to get on there and talk about your mama and let you know he beat you and continue to let you beat you. And every time you think the wound's in, he'll walk by with some salt and put it on you. So
give you a wedge.
And at first, the Democrats didn't know what to do. They curl up in the ball and they're like, "This isn't right. He needs to stop doing this." Now they're trying to fight, but they kind of fight like this. They don't really. They haven't. My arms are too big to do that, but maybe, you know, Greg, could you put your arm through?
Yeah, I could try
there
to
you
do
go.
that.
But they don't know how to fight.
That? No,
they just don't know how to fight.
It's a good point, but we have to go. But I do think that a lot of this started with the Vietnam War. I'm going to go back and say
I think
the moment that a large group of the population demonized the military, called it the baby killers, and that became part of the media narrative that these people were at fault. We've never turned.
It hasn't stopped.
It hasn't stopped. Anyway, sometimes I come up with something interesting.
Sometimes you don't suck, yeah.
All right. That was uncalled for.
Was that too much?
Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Much.
I could be wrong.